And as you reach this underwater chamber, tell me, what do you see in front of you?
There's a mine of crystals. And when we
Mhm.
were swimming through, I kept getting clarification, 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 and I wasn't understanding what that meant. And it's as if you see a massive big piece of cement it's like there's a tomb, but then the tomb's got a lid on it, and we pushed away the lid, but the lid swung. It went like this. It felt heavy, but then it just opened, and
Mm.
something, but it it clicked. Something clicked, and then the crystals rose up. That's why I had to just wait because I couldn't see anything, and then the
Mm.
crystals came up, and they're huge,
Huge.
huge, huge, huge. And they are saying to me, they are crystal clear. And they have such a high, if you take a triangle, remember in school we used to get a triangle and you ding, ding. They have such a crystal clear vibration that we can all hear.
But what are they doing there?
They're holding tempos, they're holding keys of wisdom, they're holding frequencies
Mm.
that are ready to be re, and the words they're showing me is readmitted, reconnected into our DNA.
So who put them there?
The land of the gods, the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki put those crystals there. So have they always been in use, or are they only recently um, being used? So tell me a little bit about the history of these crystals.
They're taking me 2,000 years before Christ. They have been in the land, and they're showing me if we were to look at a metal rod, and you know this thread, if you were to take a broom and then the rod of the broom, and you if we want to take the rod of the broom, and you know this thread at the bottom,
Unwind it.
and you unwind it, they're showing me, and they're saying that we just have to wait, we just have to wait, we just have to wait as humanity, because the broom, there's a symbolism in what they're showing me, and they will come back to the crystals. There's a symbolism is that so much has been swept away for us as humans, and these crystals have been waiting, they've been laid down
Mhm.
centuries ago. They're giving me again 2000 BC.
But
But
where did they come from? These big crystals. Are they actually from Earth, or where do they come from?
they're saying that so much is unclear of what humans like ourselves are trying to understand. There will never, ever, 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 ever be clarity in the information that has been imparted into these crystals. Where they come from is like them giving us the information of how the pyramids were laid. They're saying it is impossible. These come from the energetic imprints, and they're showing me like the energetic imprints. They're saying, look at my hand. They were laid down. They were formulated in a tempo from eons and eons and eons and eons ago. There is a wealth of information that will never, ever, ever be disclosed, as we as humans are not able, or the information they're giving me and the words they're saying, I've got to say it as it is because I'm questioning them. They're saying to me, stop. Stop. Because I'm trying to understand. You're trying to understand. And the ETs that have laid these crystals down, the Anunnaki that have laid, the gods of war that have laid these crystals down. It's like there was nothing. There was nothing, yet there was everything. And they're saying that this isn't going to make sense to us because the rebirthing of these crystals, and they're saying what's important is to listen, show them, listen, not listen, listen, connect, listen, connect, listen, connect.
How do you listen with your teeth?
The listening with the mouth is how many of us, if we were blind, you hear frequency, do you not?
Yeah.
You hear this one talking. So yes, they're saying if you were to block your ears, there would still be a vibration. And this is the listening. This is the listening. This is the learning. When they say listen, listen, listen. If they were even to close my mouth and they're saying they're going to do this now, and they want us all that are here right now to tune in to this frequency of these crystals, to tune in to the frequency of the land of gods, to tune in to the frequency of source, to tune in to the frequency of the Anunnaki, to tune in to the frequency. Hence they say, listen. They never spoke. They listened. They listened. They're asking if this makes sense to you, Jill.
Yeah, I know, but my next question is people are going to freak out when you say gods of war and Anunnaki, and now we've got to tune into them.
Not everything is as it has been said. Not everything is as it has been laid out. Not everything is as you have been told. So it is not a time to freak out. It is a time to listen, to tune in. Look, look, tune in. The wars have already been something that has created nothing, correct? They've created
Well, they've
nothing
created
except
a lot of
devastation.
destruction. Yeah, destruction.
Exactly.
And then a rebuild.
Exactly. And this is what humanity is busy going through. So, as we are giving you the information, you are picking up on the frequency. Do you see?
Right.
Do you see? Do you see? Because our energies are so interconnected with your energies, with this one's energies, with anyone's energies that is in this tempo. And this tempo is exactly what these frequencies are gifting to us. So it is the attachment to the wars. Yes, we know the wars are destructive. Yes, we know the wars are destructive. Yes, we know the wars have brought so much destruction, devastation, harm. Yet have you as humans not harmed yourself enough? We were listening to the frequency of what you were both sharing prior to us coming through with the information that is ready to be received, ready to be heard. And you had said to yourself, did you not? Why waste my energy?
On nonsense. Yes.
So, hence, we say, how much more energy are you willing to waste when the frequencies are already being felt through you humans? These crystals have been laid within the earth's chambers.
Mm-hmm.
So you all have an imprint, you all have a viewpoint of what these chambers look like. Yet the chambers are still to be discovered in many different places.
Mm.
And we have said this before. When you look at the Parthenon that was built a long time ago, and now they have been taken down, they are coming down. It is a fact, they are coming down. And when that land has been flattened, something else shows itself. As you've just said in the frequency of the words, the lands are being cleared, yet something else is ready to be rebuilt. Didn't you say this to us?
Yes, I did. And I'm thinking that the war that's been going on in the Middle East has actually woken a lot of people up as well. Although it's been so devastating, more and more people are now talking about change because of it.
And isn't it fascinating how you, Michelle, many others have felt the calling to the sacred land of Egypt,
Yes, huge pull.
and yet you had the war that was playing itself out right next to you, yet there was no fear in
Yes.
mission of what needed to be in the doing, as you humans are in the doing. And when you are in the doing, you know what needs to happen.
Mm.
Yet there was no fear as you were in the doing. Yet you were all dismantled in some way true to yourself, to the vibration of what needed to be released within yourselves,
Yes.
within your cellular self. You humans call it an upgrade, yet the upgrade is a frequency. It is a frequency. It is a frequency. It is a frequency. It is a harmony. It is a harmony. It is a tone that you connect into. So as you are churning inside of yourself, you are letting that tone, that frequency play itself out in a humanly vibration. So something that was playing inside of you, connecting inside of you, had played itself out, and yet the story, the message was delivered perfectly to you in your car park. Not
Mm.
ideal, you would have thought.
Mhm.
Yet, as this person decided that she was more important than yourself, yet you decided that actually it doesn't really matter in that moment. You let go of the attachment to that specific system. Are we making sense?
Yes, I suppose, if you indicate to go into a car park and somebody can see you indicating and they decide to really give you the fingers and go right to the car park where you've been indicating, then their need for the car park must be greater than yours. And so you just move on.
Aha. And there you have it. You move on
Mm.
to the next best thing. You move on. And this is what humans are learning. So, to come back to these crystals, they are huge, they are interconnected to everyone that is feeling their vibration, their frequency. Everything is in the land, and the lands call you human. The gods call you human. The land of the gods. Were you not in the land of the gods 2 weeks ago?
Yes, we were. Castle Hill.
Correct. And were the gods not talking to you all individually and collectively?
Yes.
So, how miraculous are the gods? How miraculous are these crystals that have a vibration that some will tune into, some will not want to hear them as the frequency may be too loud.
Mhm.
And when things get loud with you humans, this is when you wake up and you listen. So things need to shift. The evolutionary flip that you are all within right now. You have called it yourself before disclosure, have you not?
Correct.
And when one is disclosing something, they are giving information, are you not?
Yes.
So we say to you all, the crystals are talking, the crystals are talking, the crystals are talking. Are you tuning in? Are you listening? Because the listening happens when you hear the vibration of the collection of the connection. Yet, if you are really, 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 really attuned into the vibration of the land of the gods, you will hear a frequency or many different frequencies at one time.
Awesome.
When
Oh,
you talk
thank you.
about war, when you talk about war, the war is within. You humans have been in the war for far too long. You have had far too many wars. Wars brings change. Wars brings change. How many more souls need to leave before you look within yourself?
Yeah, a lot to think about. Okay, well, we're going to leave that scene now. Thanks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to count to three, and I'd like you to be in Sekhmet's temple with Sekhmet, and you'll be having a private audience. And nobody will go into that temple while you are there. You've been in this temple before. One drifting and floating through the avenue, that time when we saw the seven pillars on either side, and you guided me along, helping me and protecting me. Two, you now see the guard outside the door, and he lets you in. And three, you're inside the temple with Sekhmet, and it's dark, and your eyes adjust, What does Sekhmet say to you? What's the first thing she says to you in her
I have
temple?
been waiting.
I've
You
got a
are,
few. Yeah.
you are, you are chosen. And she has a big smile on her face. And her disc that sits on the top of her head has so many rays coming off it. She says it's time for us to lick our wounds closed. She knows you have many questions for her.
Yeah.
Ask and answer, ask and answer. That's how
Okay.
it is today.
Okay, fantastic. Let's get cracking. Thanks, Sekhmet. The very first question is everybody's speaking about ascension, but what does ascension mean?
Change, evolutionary change.
Right. What constitutes peace?
She smiles. Connect to community, connect to source. Peace is within your own freedom.
I like that. Thank you. What can humanity do to get along better with family when there have been problems that separate or alienate them?
Accept them for who they are. Love them through their own internal discourse.
Mhm.
Do not look at them with blind eyes. Do not look at them through your own version of your own filter or perception, as you humans call it. Love is love. War is war. Are you looking at them in suffering, or are you looking at them in love? You disclose to one another that you think you know what love is. Yet love is nothing, yet everything.
Okay, so time for a bit of more love towards those.
Why not? Why would
Yeah,
you even question that?
yeah, exactly. Great. Now, this is a really random one, just because a friend has just lost her father. He's just passed away, and he's left his dog behind. His dog was so devoted. And she said, the dog is so confused. Where has his human gone? And her question, she said, for you today is, what is the best way for them to comfort that dog?
The dog is not confused, she is confused. She misses her father. Animals are a vibration, a unique vibration, as I am half animal. Animals have a knowing, a sensory knowing. And this one that is asking likes everything in order. And when things are in an orderly fashion, she is happiest. And as she is learning the deep grieving of the loss, the dog will be her companion to help her remember the love. The dog is well aware of the connection. The spirit of the father is right there, stroking the dog. The dog is well aware of the loss. And please tell this human that it is her time to let go of her mask, of her brave face. She is a clever one, she is a wise one. And as she is stepping in to the release of what no longer serves her, this animal will bring her a great, great, great amount of love. She is confused as she is not too sure. Does she stay or does she go back to where her home is? And yet her home is where her family is. So what is it that she is wanting or desiring for herself? The animal is well aware, the soul of the animal is well aware as to what the next step is. This human now needs to ask herself, what is the most important for herself? And where is the most important place to be for now? Animals are never confused. Have you noticed how birds migrate when they know the seasons are changing?
Mm-hmm.
No one tells them. They have a knowing. Nature, as you are well aware, can be cruel and kind. You are nature. I am nature. So as you learn to flow into the rhythm or the rhythms of what nature shows to you humans, yet you are nature. So when you are angry, nature feels the vibration. You are well aware as to what I bring to you humans, do I not?
You sure do.
I bring a dismantling, a disrobing. I bring what is needed to be felt within the human. None of you like it, yet it is very clear as I bring cellular peace. And when one has cellular peace, one has freedom.
Awesome. Thank you. How can we help heal the divisiveness in our world?
Stop telling yourself lies. Stop telling yourself that you are the victims of these circumstances. Many disclose that they know their truth. Well, do you? This is the question that I ask many of you when you come and stand in front of me. Do you know you? Are you aware of others? No is the answer. How is it possible to be aware of others when you're not even aware of yourself? Did I not say this to you in the room that night with you and Michelle?
Yes, you did.
So when one says to one's self, I know my truth, well, how is that even possible that you know your truth when you do not know how to speak your truth, when you do not know how to share truthfully how you are feeling or what you are sensing or what you are seeing in every moment of every day? Every human has a pattern of disruption that they bring in. Every human has a pattern of I'll say it again. It is interesting as there is confusion with this one. a solidness. And when one is solid, one feels the solidarity. Is she saying it correctly? Because she is questioning herself right now.
That's my fault.
This is okay. It is a learning for herself. It is a great, you see how perfectly aligned this is for you all? It is not your problem or your fault. It is what you brought to her attention. And there is a confusion in the way that things are worded. Yet she is not striving for perfection. She is striving to be better for herself and for you. What a miraculous moment. So when one is wanting to be better for themselves, when one is redefining their truth of who they are with the essence of grace, with the essence of peace, with the knowing that everything is infinite. Nothing else matters except being in this moment. Nothing else matters except showing up for one another as you do for each other time and time and time again. This is the true essence of compassion. This is the true essence of being in service to humanity. And yet so many do not even know who they are. So in order to stop the separation, just stop with the stories that you are telling yourself. How many of you have said, this is my tribe, this is my tribe, this is my tribe? And look how you create separation. Well, I did this and you did not. You did this and I did not. Create separation, does it not?
It always does.
What's the point of creating more separation? It makes one feel better internally. Ah, you got me. So when this one is not able to articulate her words correctly, she laughs at herself as she is laughing right now. And she says, it does matter. Yet when one is able to laugh at oneself, one does not take life too seriously. You have all in this year of completion, in this year of endings, the learning is to laugh at yourself for
Like
a
the car
moment
park.
in the car park, noticing how ridiculous you actually are in that moment.
Yes. Oh, love it, Sekhmet. So, Sekhmet, what are small everyday things just the common man in the street or woman can do to improve our world and just help uplift the energy on the planet?
When one walks with a smile in their step, with a smile in their heart, no matter what is happening on the outside. You are well aware, and you said to this one earlier on, no matter what is happening, you look light. You feel light. Think of it as eggs that are being beaten, the whites of the eggs, or the yellows of the eggs. When you create that separation and you are beating them, you can beat them and beat them and beat them and beat them. And you are well aware that when you are beating egg whites, it gets to a point where it creates a peak. So when you are feeling the lightness, no matter what is going on around you, smile at another human, compliment another human, being genuine, being authentic. You humans disclaim, I am authentic, yet it is sweet talk, sweet nothings. Yet when one says to oneself, I am genuine. I am love. I am light. I am truth. I am within my breath right now. When you see the world as chaos, you bring chaos in. When you see the world as separation, you bring separation in. When you see the world as love and kindness and compassion, you will only be in that frequency and that vibration. And that brings the freedom that you are all sensing and searching for. There are many hearts that are breaking. There are many hearts that are opening. There are many hearts that are leaving the planet. Not right, not wrong. It is part of this change that you are all becoming. You have been shown, have you not, Jill, that you were born for these times?
Yep.
The deregulation is bringing yourself back into your breath. Bringing yourself back when you think about someone, pick up the phone. You spoke of it earlier on, setting boundaries with one another. Setting boundaries for yourself. When you overdo and you overgive, you are depleted, are you not?
Absolutely.
So how is it that you are walking your talk? You are the happiest when you are in nature. You are the happiest when you are with your animal. You are the happiest when you are with your husband. And you are the happiest when you are an ear to listen to one who may not be feeling the same as you, who may not be having the same things as you. Humans are letting go in many different ways, letting go of what no longer they are wanting, desiring. You humans have an element of greed, which is being sorted very quickly by the vibration of Gaia.
Thank you. Can I just quickly share something with you about uplifting energy?
Please do.
So Michelle and I and Amoy and Ty were going to Castle Hill, and we were just getting a few things for the trip, like a coconut water or a snack, whatever. And this I found so uplifting. I haven't even shared this with Michelle, but as she was getting out of the car, a man was coming in between the two cars with a trolley. So she flattened herself against the car. She grinned at him and she said, "Oh, do you think I'm thin enough that you can get past?" And he absolutely beamed back. And she sucked her stomach in that she's got no stomach to suck in. And he went past and she was like, "Yoo-hoo, I'm thin enough." And within 5 steps, we were at the front door going into the supermarket. And a lady coming out started tripping over her own little sandals and practically fell into Michelle's arms. And Michelle said, "Thank you so much for falling for me." And the woman was so surprised. And then she burst out laughing. And then Michelle started laughing and they gave each other a hug. So there were two complete random strangers within 2 minutes of each other. And yet Michelle had changed both their days. She had literally lightened up the vibration, lifted the energy. And I couldn't stop smiling because I was watching this in action. It was fabulous. So perhaps more moments like that of somebody just being their authentic selves and being brave enough just to speak. Is that speaking their truth as such or acting their truth?
You have said all the words, being their authentic self. When one is their own authentic self, they own who they are. You have said it time and time and time again. Just own yourself. Joy. When one is in the elation of joy, one laughs at things that may look like it is a suffering to others. Yet it is not a suffering, it is a space of looking at, observing. When one is observing others, yet has observed themselves, it is a flick of the switch, 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 looking at a version of themselves. Yet when you humans overthink things, you ask and ask and ask and ask and ask, and you have to stop. Hear what you are saying. Am I making sense now?
Yes.
Hear what you are saying.
Yeah.
So through the delight of the lightness, of the jovialness, of the playfulness, have you watched children play? They may fall down, they cry, and they get up and they are back in the moment again. So it is about the playfulness, hence the vibration of joy is exactly that. When one is in a space of lightness, one brings joy to others.
Yeah, contagious.
And there is nothing that is asked for. It is only exchange of energy, and the energy moves all the time. Hence, coming back to the crystals, the energy is already being felt. You have heard about the crystalline grid. You have heard about the crystalline forms. It is now being discovered, and please ask Michelle to share this when she comes back, how it is in the water.
Will do.
Everything is interconnected. And now, as you love theories, many of you conspire, many of you look for different alternatives continuously. Yet when one is in joy, one only sees joy, one only senses joy. One is clear in who they are, no matter what the equation that has been thrown at them. This is what you humans call a human design. What are you designing? You love designing, Jill, do you not?
I love it. Yep.
So what are you
Creativity.
designing for your own life? Yet when one sticks into a story, notice how I say this, sticks into a story, the story will keep repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, and yet you are not moving into your own evolutionary space. When one moves the particles, one moves for growth. Yet you all, you humans are so funny. You all decide, well, I need to tell you what? Zip it.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Exactly. I do not like this. I do not like this. And I am standing here right now in front of this one saying, who cares what you like and don't like? What matters is what you like. What matters is how you feel. What matters is how you show up to be in service. So, you humans have what is called acts of service. Was she not in service that day to others?
Absolutely brilliant, and in service to herself at the same time.
And you, as you observed,
I loved it.
and was it
Loved it.
not a delightful experience?
It was actually, it was like a kick up the bottom to say, lighten up.
How divine is that?
Oh, it was brilliant. I didn't even share it with her. It was just so glorious to be in that moment. And I thought, yep, you've become too stayed in your ways. You need to be a little bit more spontaneous. This was a wonderful reminder. So thank you.
Correct. Well, it's easier to get stuck in the stories and the loop. You may as well come and stand in front of me so I can bash you on the head.
I'll be back soon.
You know, I know, you know, and I look forward to the presence. I look forward to the connection. I look forward to what is going to be disclosed at that time.
Fabulous.
You will
Thank
be
you.
amazed at to what I am about to share.
Thank you, Sekhmet. Thank
The
you.
trip is happening, Jill, sooner rather than later. Please know this.
Yes. Okay,
Soon,
we'll get our act together. So is
soon,
October still good for you, Sekhmet?
before.
Before, if possible?
Correct. Not
Okay.
if possible. You are not hearing me.
Oh, dear. All right. Okay.
Your uncomfortability is well noticed right now.
I know. That's why I'm laughing at myself.
And this, we thank you. I thank you. And when I say we, it is the collective of beings that are already calling you back to the land.
Okay.
The date is already in the sand dial,
Yes.
and you want to move things as it does not feel good for you, and you create this. Yet you are well aware that the ancient temples, myself being an ancient temple, whispers. And as we whisper, it is felt deeply in the DNA of every human that is ready to join you all. I do
Okay.
not get excited. This is not who I am. I
Mm.
am strength. I am peace. And as the strength of who I am brings change, cellular change, I help you to define what you are ready to hear.
So those people that are coming that are called to this next trip that we're going to be doing, is it because they are ready for cellular change? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And how is that going to help them with the next step as such?
There is a vibration that is felt in every temple for every different human being.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they feel the vibration, they will feel a different frequency. They will be gifted with a different light code.
Right.
Light codes are gifted to you humans, and not one is the same. Think of it as a snowflake.
Yeah.
Think of it as a word. You would hear a word in a certain way. Michelle would hear a word in a certain way or a different way, in a different frequency. And as you are gifted with these light codes, the frequencies are felt.
Sorry, could you just repeat that because you just froze? So you said I'd hear it in a certain way and Michelle would hear it in another way.
Correct. And every human will sense the vibration and the frequencies that are ready to be gifted to you all. And this
Mhm.
upgrade, as you would so call it, is a dense upgrade. So those that come with delight. We are ready to accept them. We are ready to receive them. And then the body, the physical form, lets go of what is no longer needed. So hence every human will feel, hear, see, smell, and notice something different every time they come. And those that feel the calling are ready to be in this vibration. As have you not been told already that Cairo brings distortion? Many think they are only here for the
Yeah.
aha, yet the aha brings so much change in the body. The soul is strong, the soul is strong, the soul is strong, and your souls are vast. So hence we whisper collectively as the gods that we are. We whisper, and then the whispers are heard, and there is a deep, deep, deep knowing that it is time to come home.
Mm.
23rd of
Fabulous.
August is a
Thank you so
great time to be here.
much. Okay, let me note that 23rd of August. Thank you very much. That's wonderful. Okay, so there seems to be so much imbalance in the world at the moment. How do people just bring balance back into their own lives?
Well, that is a belief system that there is imbalance.
Oh,
What has caused the imbalance?
oh, not wanting to do something, like not wanting to exercise, but rather want to read a book.
Correct? Well, is that an imbalance or is it a choice?
Yeah, I think it depends if somebody else is looking at your life, they might think it's an imbalance, but you might think it's just perfect. But you just feel the guilt for not doing the exercising when somebody else thinks you should be.
Well, the day that this one hugged that woman, did that woman not enjoy the embrace and the husband enjoy the embrace and you enjoyed the embrace? And not once did any of you walk away and go, that shouldn't have happened, or she's crazy, or that. There was nothing. There was clarity, there was pureness, there was love, there was companionship. There were no imbalances in the frequencies. Everything is the frequency of the vibration. So, what vibration are you choosing to exist within?
Mm,
What vibration are you choosing to see in your own self, in your own home? What vibration are you choosing to look at? When you look at your plants, when you look at what is gifting you, your food, are you choosing to look at the vibration of the food as this is not a cool vibration, or are you choosing to look at it as this is a cool vibration? Do you see the difference?
yeah. So actually, it's like guilt and balance go together because guilt is like a wasted emotion because then it robs you of the moment. So if you think that you should be so-called getting balance by doing exercise, but you're reading your book, but then you feel guilty because you're reading your book and then it robs you of the moment. So then you're not living for yourself.
What's the point?
Is that an example of not really living for yourself and robbing yourself of the joy?
Guilt is not an emotion, it is a thought form that you have decided on in that moment.
Yeah.
And as you decide in that moment that this is the thought then becomes you. And then the uncomfortability of the thought, which then becomes you, consumes you.
Yeah.
Yet when one is in the presence of being, one decides to themselves, I am worthy of reading. I am worthy of walking. Yet you humans love extremes, as so do I. Hence, I bring disruption.
Yeah.
So, are you willing to look at your thoughts? Are you willing to feel the presence of being? Are you willing to decide in that moment that you are important enough? You are important enough to say to yourself, I love myself enough to read 10 pages or 15 pages or a whole entire book. Or I love myself enough to eat this piece of cake. Not I love myself to death that I'm going to eat the whole cake. There's a very big difference in that. Or I love myself enough to eat a crumb. So many humans are starving themselves with their own thoughts. So many humans are starving themselves with the food that they are eating. Have I not spoken to you time and time again? Yet you decide what is good for you. I am a statue. I am a vibration. I am a God. I am a frequency. I am consciousness. I plant the thoughts. What you choose to do with them is up to you. This is where humans have created designs. And as you are designing what your life path is, hence the calling to come home, there is a design that is waiting for you. Yet
Oh,
it
okay.
becomes a desire. Think of it as a labyrinth, as the labyrinth is a starting point.
Yeah.
And as you are refinding, looking, refinding, there are many patterns that you are looking at. Your guilt that you claim is not yours. It was what you were taught. Don't do just in case. Don't do just in case you get a look.
Yeah.
Don't be just in case. Okay, so I'll be busy. And when I'm busy, it makes everybody else feel better.
Yeah.
And yet your body is wanting the downtime. Yet you create the busy. When one does not like themselves, when one does not love themselves, when one does not enjoy their own company, there is no imbalances. Yes, there is the yin and the yang, yet the yin and the yang is always, always, in always balanced. Yet at times, as you humans push yourselves far too much, and when you push yourselves, something is going to make or break.
Yeah.
So what are you choosing in the labyrinth? Are you choosing the easy path? Are you choosing to notice every branch, every tree, every leaf? Or are you choosing to try and push through? And when you push through, you may be scratched. You may have a branch that will break. And then there is a hole. Am I making sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
I
So
thank you for the question.
this other question is quite left field as well. Um, I was just thinking about the weather, and so many people say that weather modification is being used with this technology. And so if we know that technology is being used to change our weather, is it not possible that a group of humans can use their abilities to reverse the outcome? And I believe, yes, we can, but how do you do that? Is it as simple as just gathering people together, like as in a meditation, to bring in less turbulence and bring in the rain?
Every group is stronger together.
Yeah.
You remember when you were in the rocks in the land of the gods? Had this one not said, in the calmness of your vibration of your bodies being on the soil, on the land, where she had said, the wind is coming, and then the wind swept through you all,
Yes.
brought change. So, yes, this is the learning, to be the calm in the storm. Yet again, this is the learning for you humans. Your frequency, your vibration of anger, your frequency, your vibration of tribal, your frequency, your vibration of holding the separation. Notice how I am saying you hold the separation as the separation makes you feel good. Look at me, look what I've done. Look what we've come through, look what we've gotten through. And there are always, always players in the game that play their part well. So when you hold yourselves together in positivity, in prayer, in faith, in calm, in peace, in freedom, nothing else matters around you.
Yeah.
And this is where the great change happens. Many, many enlightened beings have brought rainbows, have shared change in the weather patterns. Notice how I said this, have shared change. When one sees the essence of change and what it is bringing, change happens within the planets that are aligning, within the planets that are shifting. You are the powerful gods. You are the powerful change. Yet you choose not to see this yet.
Yeah.
Hence, the non-verbal speakers are already in the connection. They see it, they sense it, they know it. It is now coming to the consciousness of the world, the consciousness of the telepathy that you are all connected into,
Yeah.
to
Very.
outspeak yourselves. Hence, many are coming in, not speaking. And yet they are the ones that are the masters. They are the ones that are gifted. They are the ones that do know what true God, true love is truly about. Yet they are the ones that are told that they are not normal. And yet it is the ones that are not normal that have the deepest knowing, the deepest joy, and the deepest light inside of them. Nothing truly gets them down. They have moments, yet the moments are shifted very quickly.
You could learn a lot from them, that's for sure. That's what they've come to teach us, not so?
Correct.
Fantastic. Now, what is the difference, or is there a difference between the Galactic Federation of Light and the Galactic Federation of Worlds? Are they one and the same, or two different organizations, or do they even exist?
Through my eye of my connection to the sun, everything is the same, yet everything is different. As you and Michelle have different skin, you have different structures, you have different bones, yet everything is in the same vibration internally, is it not? Your hearts beat, your lungs cleanse, your vibration internally knows what is structured. Everything is a structure. The way that I sense the vibration of what you are sharing, there are different galactics, and they bring different messages to different humans, as there are different councils, as there are different beings, as there are different ETs, as there are different hybrids, as there are different spaceships. Yet we all want the same thing: peace and love for humanity. So it is a resonance, beloved Jill. It is a resonance. Your team speaks to our team, speaks to your team, speaks to this one's team, and you all have different messages to share. And those that are in their own enlightened walk of being human will feel the calling to that individual or that community. So yes, as you are well aware, the book The Cedars, there are many different beings in there, are there not?
Correct.
She has met many of us. Yet for us, it is about the message that has been heard. That is, for us, for me, as Sekhmet, as the goddess that I am, it is the different internal knowings. There are many different teams out there, and this has been shared with you before. There are millions of us, as there are millions of you. Yet there are different humans that will feel the different vibration when they are ready. The soul knows, yet the humans tell themselves that they are not ready. Did this one not have a freak out in the pyramid?
Yeah.
She did not like the fact that she was not able to breathe, yet she told herself that she was not able to breathe, yet she was able to breathe. Do you see how you talk yourself out of things? So those that connect with those, connect with those. Why is it wrong? Why is it right?
Yes, that's what I couldn't understand, because there was a particular person that said there is no such thing as the Galactic Federation of Light. There is only the Galactic Federation of Worlds. And I thought, how is that possible then? You know, am I being duped? Am I that silly? And yet everything that I receive has never been of a lower vibration. I always get information that is uplifting for people. So that's what really just threw me off my axis for a bit. I thought, wow, that's a bit different.
Well, is it up to you to decide if that is wrong or right, or is it up to the person who decided to tell you that it was wrong? As when one is in disbelief, one creates the vibration of disbelief. The mirror will be reflected. When
Yeah.
one is in doubt, one will receive the message of doubt.
Yeah, I started doubting everything then. It was like, and then I still question myself as to think, well, other people don't define who you are, and just because somebody else has said something, it doesn't mean that it's set in stone or whatever. And it just completely discombobulated me.
You allowed it though, Jill. You stepped
Yes,
out of your comfort.
yes,
You
it's
give
the
away your
doubt again.
power to you give away your power too often.
Yes. How do
Yet
we stop that giving away of the power? How do we?
look in the mirror and say, I am God.
Oh dear. Oh, Sekhmet.
Yes, I am here.
Okay, okay. Let's carry on. We've only got through about three more.
I am not ready to carry on. I want you to feel this discomfort, as this
Yes,
is what I do for humans.
right.
Is a discomfort inside of you. And when you are exposed, not you, collectively exposed for what you think you know to be true for you, someone will come into your space and expose you and you and you and you. And this throws you out of your God. This throws you out of your power. This throws you out of who you truly are.
Mm.
And I am the way, the truth, and the light. It is not an ego. It is not a edging out. It is not a referencing. It is not a space of untruth. It is a knowing. You are able to receive the knowing from the other human as that is their knowing. That is what they have decided to tell you due to their disbelief. Is it wrong
Okay.
or right?
Yeah,
No.
no, I've got it because I've just been, as I've been listening to you, I've been shown it in a completely different way. And my team have just said it is the Galactic Federation and it is light. And therefore, that's why they termed it to me the Galactic Federation of Light. The Galactic Federation of Worlds is also light. So now I'm happy. Thank you.
Or does it matter, Jill?
Well, words do matter
Says who?
because words mean things.
Says who? How are these non-verbal children connecting?
Well, they are telepathic, but that's how the words thought. They think the words in thoughts
And how are thoughts created?
through the vibration, through or imagination, or through um, a source, a stream.
Aha. And how is a stream created?
Well, that stream comes from somewhere, and that's what we don't all know. That's what we're trying to work out.
Aha.
That's what I'm
And
trying
how
to
is
work
water created?
out.
Water is creation. Water is vibration. Water is consciousness. To take you back to the very beginning of time. And when you look at water, many of you are getting caught up in what is being taken away, what is being added. Yet it is a very, 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 very in tune frequency that the vibration of water has called this for you humans to stand up and say, this is not okay for us. You do not get to tell us what to put into our bodies. Yet you humans, you fumble, you crumble, you allow. You have lost your power, you have lost your voices. Yet when you energetically, vibrationally send your frequency to the water for clarity, it becomes clear to the cells. So the same for you. You like the articulation of words. And when it makes sense to you, it makes sense to you. And when it makes sense to you and you and you and you and you, it makes sense to you and you and you and you and you. And you become, wait for it, Jill, a hue. And when you become a hue, you become enlightened into the
Right.
galactics, into the fractals, into the frequencies. How is it that you received the message that this is what I had requested for you and Michelle to bring together?
That was a physical thing, though, that happened. I
And
mean,
you like physical. You
you
like,
made the curtain blow. I mean, there was no way that we could ignore that.
correct. And if we do not get your attention with the physical, how are
Yes.
you meant to? How are you meant to connect into the unphysical world?
Yeah.
Lots to be discussed. I look forward to the next chapter.
Oh, my word. Okay. Now, are you able to give clarity on the end game for Earth? Because I don't know, man, sometimes it feels like it's a game of chess and we humans are the pawns on the board game with limited resources, limited information, and it seems it's someone else's game. So, what is the purpose of all the suffering, the greed, the poverty, and the corruption?
Well, isn't it interesting? You haven't once mentioned the joy, the happiness, the peace, the freedom, everything that I've been sharing with you all today.
Or
Yet you
maybe I
went straight to the negatives, straight to the negatives. Are you not tired of bumping your head, I ask you?
no, this was a question that somebody asked me to ask, and maybe I should have asked it in the beginning because as I was doing it, I in my head had about the joy and the laughter and the freedom and everything else.
Well, this
But
is the world that this person wants to live in. And yet, when you step into your source of divine, of connection, you are well aware that spirit is right here, and right here, and right here, and right here.
yes,
Yet, if you choose to look through the world, if you look through the filter, if you look through the world, if you look through the world, when you talk about the end game, well, am I not talking to you right now? And I am a vibration. I am Sekhmet. I am strength. I am courage. I am brave. I have brought ripples to many, many, many thousands of humans. And if you were to look at me, did you not receive the message from me of clarity, Jill?
yes,
And in the message of clarity, did it not bring you down to a inexperience that you did not like yourself, yet you did not like others, as others were too loud according to yourself, yet others heard the others? And again, when you look at the end game, the fascination of the illusion of what you have all told or been told is not your truth. How many have woken up? How many have had near death experiences in the last 20, 40 years? And only now you are sharing those near death experiences and what you have seen on the other side, yet the other side is right here.
yeah.
So are you willing to stay in suffering? Are you willing to stay shackled? Are you willing to decide that I am unhappy right now in this moment? You are well aware that others that may seem that they are in suffering are actually the happiest of happiest of happiest people.
Definitely saw that in Egypt.
Correct. So it is the interpretation of what you see through your own version of your own filters, of your own illusion, or not.
And thank you for that. We hear a lot about the Anunnaki, Enlil and Enki. Are either of them involved in the Earth's affairs at the moment?
They most certainly are.
Yeah.
This is for our next collaboration, and this is most certainly a time of injustice. Yet there is always a balance in the equilibrium of the Earth's grids. Please know this. The Fibonacci spiral.
Yes.
Please look into it.
Okay.
Till next time, Jill. Till next time.
Okay. So the very final question, because we've come to the end of our session today, is what is the purpose of channeling this information? Why was it that you wanted us to have this discourse as such?
To bring you onto your own course.
Okay.
It is not a discourse. It is a time of truth, is it not? And even in the mix-up of the verbal, when one knows their own truth, one has peace within, peace within, peace without. There is never an ending and never a beginning. There only is a space of knowing. And when one is in a space of knowing, one has the eternal light, one has grace, one has true, true, true love inside of their capsule of light. I thank you.
Thanks, Sekhmet. How would you like to have this particular session titled?
Freedom
Freedom
is distilled.
is what?
Distilled.
Distilled, distilled.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Until next time.
I
Thanks
thank
a lot.
you.
Thanks. Okay, Michelle, you know the drill. It's time to wake up those big baby Bambi eyes of yours and welcome back. Welcome back.
Whew. You.
How big were those crystals?
Massive.
Enormous. You need some water.
Yeah. I
Oh,
It's
goodness.
so fascinating that you went there because Vida, bless you, bless you.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I, I don't even know how to explain. Like, it was like this massive grid that came up, and you know, if how can I? Oh, okay. Bless you. This is a great way to visualize. You know, if you go into a church, and they've got the organ and they've got those
Yeah,
big,
those huge things going up. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah. The roof almost.
like
Yeah.
that's how it looked. It like came up like that because it just like this tomb. It pushed open, and I was waiting and waiting, and then it came up, and I was like, "Whoa, bless you."
Thank you.
But what's so fascinating about where we went today and what she was sharing is, I just want to find it quickly.
I need to just blow my nose. Okay.
Okay. So while Jilly's gone to blow her nose, I'm just going to read this. Vida Austin, for those of you who don't know, is an incredibly beautiful, amazing woman. And she's sharing the consciousness of water. I hope, is Jilly still recording? Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Sorry, I'm just on my email. She got she's put a picture, a crystallographic results from a melted ice core sample that was given to her in Antarctica. This is so exciting as I have found a familiar signature pattern as well as some incredible images that surprisingly relate to ancient Egypt. The
Hieroglyphs in the water.
oh my gosh, Jilly, it's got
Oh,
like,
you're right. I mean, am I right?
pardon, say that again. I missed it.
She's found hieroglyphs in the water.
Yes. So it's she's basically, I'm just wondering if let me
So,
see.
so water has memory, but then why would the water in Antarctica have hieroglyphs unless those people had been there?
Okay, so she's put your
Because you know they found hieroglyphs in Australia.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. So just I'm just trying to skim through this quickly because it says here researching clues that support the concept of a very advanced civilization, both technologically and spiritually, that once spanned the globe. Also, because this is a webinar that she has that you can go and purchase. She also discusses Atlantis, Lemuria, pyramids, mermaids, Bermuda. But what I'll do is let me just see if I click onto this because you can actually see some of the stuff that in this in this beautiful webinar. It's like a massive big ice, like it's cylindrical, and this is what these crystals look like. Because it's immediately I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like a massive big like I say, the organ that's doo doo like, and it was they were huge. And this is what she has discovered, that like, you know, the pharaoh's heads, you can see this in this water that she's taken from Antarctica. I mean, it's profound, absolutely profound, and this is how everything's
Yeah, we should
interlinked.
actually do that webinar. That sounds
You can
incredible.
buy it if you go onto her website. You can actually buy it. Where did I see it now? You can buy it, I think, for 65. It was like a 12-hour webinar, and it's all about the ancient mysteries. And I'm going to definitely purchase it because there were many fascinating speakers, and there's so much in it. And I think that we can learn, well, we are already learning so much from her and what water holds. And what I found even more fascinating is how on point you are, because this morning when I went into the ocean, it was crystal, crystal, crystal clear. And funny I'm using those words. But as I was walking, I saw a little shell, you know, with a little crab inside. I don't know what they're called. And I just looked at it on the bottom of the ocean. I was like, hi, buddy. Thank you for being here. And it was kind of just moving with me. And I walked in, and it was just so, the water was also just so calm this morning. And I just thought to myself, like this vibration, because there's orcas. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but in Golden Bay, which is what, about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me, over the mountains, there's orcas, not orcas, sorry, um, uh, pods of whales. What kind of? They're small whales, but they keep beaching themselves. And
Mm.
the humans are going, and there's a beautiful group of people every day. And this has happened 3 times because their matriarch has died and they lost. But apparently, there's an orca that pushed them, that's been in the bay there, and they keep stranding, and they wait for the tide to come in and they push them back out, but they lost. And I thought to myself, I think that's how us humans are feeling at the moment. We're lost. So
Mm.
they picking up on that vibration. Whew, because they're so in tune.
Yeah, so in tune.
So they're trying to show us, and I didn't think it was before.
Carrying it for us.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trying to show us, and we're trying to rescue them. And now I read this morning that there's a possibility they're going to euthanize them because it might be kinder. Because 3 times they've pushed them out, and they keep coming back. You know, it's just, and I feel like they're helping us collectively. You know, with because there's so much loss at the moment, Jilly. Gosh, well, you and I were discussing it earlier on. There's so many humans that are
Exiting.
leaving and exiting, and you know, my brother and I were chatting about the prisoners that are being released. Um, in because I think they said it was going to be like 30 a day or something,
Yeah, they're doing an exchange.
and there's
Yeah.
going to be three stages. And I just said to him, he says, we've got no idea how they're coming back. And I said, because it's like over 400 odd days that they've already been there, and who knows what kind of extreme conditions they've been living in and what's happened to them. And he said, Shell, I can't even begin to imagine how deeply traumatized these people are. And who knows why their soul's journey has chosen this. Who knows, like even the souls of the whales.
It's compassion, isn't it? Well, it's just compassion that we have to extend from both sides.
Absolutely. And just, sometimes it's
Doesn't matter what your soul's chosen, doesn't make it easy. Doesn't mean you can then say, oh, well, they chose that,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
that just is sometimes I want to throat punch people when they say that your soul chose that, and you're like, really? Like, just be in that moment and hold space, because
Yeah.
it's just that's the human element of who we are. That's the part of us that's like, wow, I'm so deeply sorry. I'm so deeply in
Just
in
listen. Yeah, just listen as they talk, just listen.
yeah.
But they said I had to ask you something, and what did I have to ask you?
Wasn't it the Vida Austin? Wasn't it the water, perhaps?
I remember they said something, and I thought, oh yeah, yeah, I'll remember, and I didn't write it down. And do you think for the life of me I can remember? I can't.
I'm sure whoever listens perhaps will remind us. Please, guys, remind us. Um, but you know what? Yo, she's strong, eh? Oof, I was in her room, and to even come back is very different this time for me, where she just holds this presence like this.
And she says we've got to go. When you said that we had to go earlier than October, my little heart was going, no way, we can't because it's going to be too hot. No, don't
I'm
laugh.
just like, no, I'm just like, don't give me a date. Like, I don't want to say the date.
I know, I know. So,
Wow.
and I thought, no, it can't be early. It can't. It's going to be too hot. So when she said like the 23rd of August, I'm going, okay, that's near October. Okay, that's okay. If she said the 1st of August, I'm going, Sekhmet, I'm sorry. The answer's no, girl.
Wow, I wonder what that is about. That is so interesting. That's ask her next time. Like, what the heck? What does
What's
that mean?
the
What is it about? What do you want us there for?
Yeah, obviously, well, remember last time we had to have that 26th, and it had to be on that particular date. So
Yeah.
because of, I don't know, numerology or whatever, so obviously that's holds something. So 2 and 3 is 5.
Wow.
The 5 must be standing for something.
Something, yeah.
Maybe the numerologists who are listening can say something about
Yeah, what that day is about.
23, 25, the year and the date. And maybe the date of the 8th has also got something. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe somebody can work it out for us. And I'm just trying to see
Yeah.
here if I type it in spirituality. I'm sure somebody. It's a full moon in Pisces, spirituality, compassion, and dreaming.
It's the
Um,
water signs, Pisces,
okay. So
water carrier.
that's right. Okay,
I'm
23rd.
right,
It's
is it?
it's a lunar eclipse, emotional release, heightened intuition.
Oh, heightened.
Yeah,
So what is
that's interesting. I'm not seeing anything more, but meaning of the year spiritually. Closure and renewal. This year might mark the end of an important cycle, both personally and collectively, setting the stage for new beginnings in the future. It's time to reflect on what you've learned and let go of what no longer serves you. Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. Hey, I wonder
oh,
what the moon is at that time. No.
what?
Okay, so I don't know if this is in August, but I'm just reading what is the spiritual meaning of the Lenten moon. The full worm moon, which might be the one in August, also known as the Lenten moon or crow moon, marks the time when the earth begins to thaw and earthworms start to emerge from the soil. And I just went no because I'm like, we've just been in water. It's just you've just taken me through the water, and No, that's March. It's okay. I'm reading the wrong
Pisces
one.
have got, I think it's Aquarius, it's a water carrier. I think Pisces are the fish.
I think so, yeah.
So
It's very interesting. It's what is the full moon in? Let's just have a look. Full moon in August. Full moon.
they say that symbolizes the two fish are actually swimming in opposite directions, representing the constant division of attention between the fantasy and actual reality.
Wow.
In, intensely sensitive and empathic and compassionate, artistic. They are the creatives of the zodiac.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
And when they channel their emotions into their favorite art form, they feel very more centered and enlightened.
That's beautiful. We've got to remember that, hey? That's really beautiful.
And it's the final sign of the zodiac.
Ah, wow.
12th.
Gosh. Because here it says it's the 23rd of August is the new moon phase. In this phase, the moon is positioned between the sun and the earth and it's 0% illuminated, i.e., the moon is not visible to us in the sky. Due to the alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth, the side of the moon that faces earth is left in complete darkness. In technical terms, this is referred to as a conjunction of syzygy.
That big word. Yeah. Not
A
even
very
going.
big word, Jill. Um,
Not going. Doesn't
um,
matter.
also, during the new moon phase, the moon rises and sets at around the same time as the sun. That's beautiful.
And do
Wow.
you know that it's a zodiacal constellation directly south of Andromeda?
No, what does that mean?
The Pisces.
Oh,
That's what it
wow.
said. So
Gosh.
this is in North Node in Pisces, always a compassionate shoulder to crown. I mean, there's lots to look at. You could look and go on and on and on, couldn't you?
Yeah, but that's the beauty of we've got to ask about the taking us to was it which temple was it that's got the 13th zodiac sign?
In the King's Chamber, the
Is that
pyramid,
where it
the
is?
big one.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. That
because I
Robert
looked at
Edward Grant found.
that's 13th. Yeah, we've got to look at it because I looked at it yesterday as well. Something with an O. I can't say it properly. 13th zodiac
Yeah,
sign.
yeah. We're going to
Oh,
go there. We'll have a, Syed said we're going to have a private session in that King's Chamber and also in the Sphinx.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Ophiuchus. O-P-H. How do you say this? Ophiuchus.
Is it a ficus? What is it?
Ficus. Oh, that sounds like right, yeah. Mm.
Well, listen, I thought that this was actually a jolly good session. I think there was a lot of very strong information and a lot of food for thought. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
Good. How
welcome.
did you feel?
Um, I always feel good after these sessions. I always feel I don't remember a lot. I've got to re-listen to it, but I know that when I re-listen, I'm like, oh my gosh, oh wow, oh wow, and I do remember that like there's just something. There's something that's just like she's just so her energy is just so strong, and when I see her, like, and thank you for taking me into her room. Um, she's magnificent. Like I just feel in awe of the information that comes through.
To me, when I was standing in front of her or when I communicate with her, she's so straight.
Mm. Yeah, there's no bullshit. That's what I want to say. Yeah, yeah,
You can't you you might try and bullshit yourself, but you can't bullshit Sekhmet. And she's like, really? Really?
yeah,
Like, come on, you better than that girl.
yeah,
Come on, come on.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. That's it.
That
It's like,
kind
oh,
of,
come
yeah, yeah, yeah.
get
Like,
with the
wake up.
program. Yeah,
Yeah.
stop being in your victimhood. Like seriously, enough now. Yeah.
That's what I think she's great. She's basically good at getting you to get your act together again. And she doesn't, she's not that namby-pamby like, oh shame, let me come here and let me give you a hug.
Mm.
She's saying, don't be ridiculous. You know who you are,
Mm.
and now step into it. Or
But
if you don't want to, bugger off.
yeah, but well, I was gonna say, like, from what I remember, it's just you receive the messages, you get what you get. It's kind of like she just goes, clink, it all clicks, and um, and it all clicks. Like, I'm not wanting to put anything out there where everybody's like, oh my God, Sekhmet, I'm not gonna go in there. You know, it's like it's good. She gives you exactly what she
You need
knows and what you know is ready to be received.
and what you need. You might not think you need it because it's uncomfortable, because it's truth.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
think it. So it's like, what the hell have they got in store for us if they're already lining everything up?
Sure, I'm so excited. I am so excited for these
Because last
recordings
time we
too.
got our asses kicked. No denying, hey, no denying. But so good. As
Amazing.
uncomfortable as it was,
So
the
amazing.
growth
Yeah. Yeah.
has been phenomenal for
Yeah.
me. Anyway,
It's
what about you?
yeah. Yeah, huge, Jilly. I there's still moments where I feel like I'm right there. I'm in Egypt, and I feel like that's what happens is we talk about it and I can just feel the energy of being there and just seeing it, and it, it,
You miss it,
sometimes
eh?
there's no words to articulate. I was actually sharing with somebody the other day that there was no fear that we had as the group that we were, because if you think back to even when my brother said to me 400 and something odd days, I was like, oh my word, we were there a week and a half, 2 weeks after the war broke out.
It was on the 6th and we were there on the 20th,
That's right.
or just
Seventh,
straight
the 7th of October it happened, yeah.
Oh yeah, look
And
at it.
yeah,
It's like
yeah. And that's what I love is when I feel like we shouldn't have to be pushed all the time or nudged. And I feel like that's what so much of what happens in our human experience. Like we wait until even when death happens, death, divorce, it's a known thing, death, divorce, and we go through massive losses and we're like, that's right, I now need to do something different. I don't think that we need to wait for that to happen anymore.
anymore.
It's like, what are we doing differently? Um,
Or what do you want to do? What do you need to do differently that, like, when what's his name was here the other day, and chatting to us old Tabash, and the question that he asked is basically every time you think to do something or decide to do anything or to make a decision or to put something in your mouth, you just ask the question, is this good for me?
mm, mm,
And if the answer is no, then you don't do it.
mm, mm.
Okay?
Yeah. Interesting.
Simple. It's really simple.
Very
And I
simple.
love that he also said, this is no longer a time to work on yourself. It's a time now to work with yourself.
That's
I love
beautiful.
that. And it
Mm,
makes a difference, those words.
for sure. For sure. It is a
Okay,
beautiful,
cool.
beautiful.
Anything else you want to say, Mish, before we go?
No, I just feel very calm and very at peace. So thank you.
I
Yeah,
feel
thank you.
excited.
Me too. Yeah,
Now we
me too.
just got to get our act together and get hold of Sayed and ask him to hurry up with those prices so we can put something together.
Well, he's given it to us all. We've got to put it together. So
What?
just
Oh, anyway, that's a private
yeah,
conversation.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
let's just create another meeting and then we can put it out together. Yeah. So, but thanks, Julie. Are we putting this out on YouTube or I
Yeah,
can't
we're going to
remember.
put this one out,
Okay, cool.
but not
Okay,
we didn't put the others
awesome.
out. So they said to put some out and not the others. So
So this is chapter 4 now. Okay, awesome. Okay.
have we done 5? No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
3. No, I'll have a look.
We'll have a look. It doesn't matter. We'll
Okay,
have a look.
awesome.
Yep.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
Julie.
guys.
Love you.
Thanks for listening.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.